welcome to Fat Klobasa Sports Network. I'm your host, Rastislav Camacho. And today we're going to be doing a little bit of a hot take roster situation for the 2026 Slovak men's Olympic ice hockey team. We already know that Slav, Nemec, Tatar, Černák, Fehervari, and Martin Pospisil have all been called up since the summer. We had a couple injury scares there, especially with Černák and Nemec, but everything seems to be A-OK and the boys will be ready to go for the games. There's no surprise or objection with this initial nomination. It's pretty cut and dry. Those are our best NHL players without question, and pretty much our only NHL players except for a couple here and there. But the holes to fill up is where it really gets sticky.
Delivery's all wrong, butchering it.
Let's start with the most obvious call-up, Petr Cehlarik. No secret here, he's one of the best forwards we have that doesn't play in the NHL, and he's the perfect mix of veteran presence and skill that a young team like ours needs. While on the topic of veterans, I'll include Marek Hrvik as a depth addition. He's good enough, and he was a solid presence on that 2022 Olympic game roster. The Euro depth. Here I'm calling up Milos Kelemen. He was also at those 22 games, and at 26 years old, he's got plenty to prove. He has a decent AHL record, and he knows how to use the body when necessary, and that's definitely something this team is going to need. Oliver Okuliar. He just spent last season in the AHL putting up some decent points, and is now in the Swedish Hockey League putting up some good points as well. At just 25, he has plenty of room for surprises, and he's been known to pull some rabbits out of his hat before. What do Canadian hockey players call it when their parents split up? A Dvorsky. Yeah, I'm calling Dalibor up, because even though he's not been playing at necessarily a point per game, he's still a young kid, it's his real rookie season, and he has a handful of really solid power play goals, which is something Slovakia desperately needs. We've historically had a pretty bad special teams performance, and pairing him with Slav on that first power play line can make for a really dangerous setup. The AHL kids, Filip Mesar and Adam Sikora. Coming up, boys, it's time to show your GMs what you're made of. We all know what you're capable of, and sometimes a change of scenery is just what somebody needs to spark the next level in their game, and a high-stakes Olympics with NHLers can be just that thing. Filip Mesar has a nose for goal, and Adam Sikora brings a high-energy pace to the game that we can definitely use. The college kids, put away those ping pong balls, boys. I'm calling up Maxim Štrbak and Luka Radevojevic.
Evina Lidovic.
Maxim has had a pretty decent season at MSU, and Luka's having something of a revenge season at Boston College after being skipped on the NHL draft. The offensive defenseman put up 5 points in 4 games in the U20s this year, and he's got the drive to be a game changer. Okay, speaking of the U20s, I'm bringing Tomáš Hrenko to the table. 8 points in 5 games, including 5 goals. This kid definitely has the instinct, and I think that's more than can be said for some of the old guard that's typically on our roster. Remember, the reason we won an Olympic medal, our first Olympic medal, was another 18-year-old. Not the same tired lineup that we've had for 10 years, but a kid putting up 7 goals in 7 games. So don't let his age count him out. I'm adding Tchaikovsky to the mix here, and I'm not talking about the Nutcracker. He's an underrated player with a massive fear factor about him. Hits like a train and definitely makes the opponents think twice before pulling off any shenanigans.
You mean shenanigans? No!
He's currently playing in the Swiss League, which is growing to be one of the top leagues in Europe. Pavel Regeda also makes the cut for me. He's a bit of a bully sometimes, but he gets the points when he needs to, and as long as he can stay disciplined, that's definitely the kind of presence that we also need on our lineup. And for the goalies, I'm calling up Gajan, Hlavaj, and Huska. I don't think there's much room for debate there. Our top line is going to be Cehlarik, Dvorsky, and Slavkovsky, while Cehlarik is going to be grounding it with his veteran presence, Slavkovsky is going to be driving it with his elite power forward energy, and Dvorsky has the speed and the accuracy on those one-timers to be clinical. Our next line is going to be a piñata line of sorts. We've got Mesar, Tatar, and Pospisil. Mesar has the speed and the drive, Tatar has that strong veteran presence, and Martin Pospisil, he's kind of the Kachuk of our team. He's got the aggressiveness and the scoring touch to make big differences in this game. Our third line as our depth line is going to be Hrvik, flanked by Sikora and Okuliar. While Sikora brings that high energy we talked about, Okuliar is going to bring the finesse and the dangles. and hopefully getting us some much needed depth scoring. Our fourth line is going to be the bodyguard line for, you guessed it, our young gun, Tomáš Hrenko. He's going to be flanked by Regeda and Kelemen, bringing that Bash Brother energy to hopefully create some magic, distracting the players with their physical play while Tomáš Hrenko uses that deadly snipe that he has to get us some more goals. So for defense, for the top line, we're going to clearly have Černák and Fehervari there logging in the big minutes against the big boys, doing the heavy lifting against the world's best talent. Our second line is going to be Nemec and Štrbák. Nemec is proving this year why he was chosen second overall, having an insane year, putting up ridiculous amounts of points, matching many forwards in the NHL. He even had a hat trick earlier this year with an overtime winner. We need some of that magic in the Olympic Games. Štrbák has been having a fantastic season at NSU as well, and having a big body at the blue line that can deliver hits while Nemec drives up to make an aggressive play is going to be just what we need on that second line to create some magic. The third line here is going to be a bit of a power and skill line where we have Tchaikovsky clearing the porch while Radivojevic turns the opponent's forecheck into an attack of our own. On the crease, we've got Adam Gajan starting, and I find him to be a big game hunter who has performed really strongly on the international stage and probably the best prospect for us between the pipes. Following him is going to be Samuel Hlavaj backing up, who has proven he can steal games at the World Championship level. A reliable second option. We've also got Huska as the E-Bug and Martin Kromiak playing as the 13th forward, who has a bit of a chip on his shoulder and something to prove. Tell me what you think, who you'd pick, and why I'm right. Don't forget to like and subscribe. From the desk to the rink, I've been Pribina Uhorik with Fat Klobasa Sports Network. Ahoy.